Data protection and privacy teams are under more pressure than ever with new laws, AI oversight, data breaches, and the constant expectation to do more with fewer resources.
That's why TrustArc built a modern privacy and data protection management platform powered by Arc Intelligence. It unifies your tools, automates the work that slows you down, and surfaces what matters most right when you need it.
From guided quick actions to our intelligent assistant, Ask Arc, you get credible, contextual answers backed by expert research, not generic AI guesses.
Finally, privacy that works the way privacy pros work.
Learn how TrustArc helps teams move faster with confidence at trustarc.com/serious-privacy. That's trustarc.com/serious-privacy.
You're listening to Serious Privacy, powered by TrustArc. Here are your hosts, Dr. Kay Royal and Paul Breitbart.
Hello, and welcome to Serious Privacy. For this week, we're doing things a little different, but not as different as you might expect. We headed across the pond to the United Kingdom to catch up with the IAPP at the UK Intensive. Now, to be honest, I didn't actually have tickets into the show, but who cares? I just hung out in the lobby or a restaurant nearby, caught some fabulous people who are willing to give me their thoughts on new developments in privacy, what's happening with IAPP, and anything else that came into mind.
My name is Kay Royal.
And my name is Ralph O'Brien, and welcome to Serious Privacy.
Privacy, right, caught that. So, unexpected question then. What's our favorite new privacy law or act or development? Mine was the announcement that came out from the White House about protecting sensitive data of American, which we have not had a law to do that unless you look at state law. So what's yours?
Well, as ever, I've got one eye on the...
Are you going to say the AI Act?
I mean, it is fascinating, but I've got one eye on the changes here closer to home with the UK Data Protection Digital Information Bill.
Oh, yeah.
And the millions of amendments that are going through there on a, frankly, too fast basis to keep up with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be really interesting if that occurs with the change of government potentially later on this year. Watch this space.
Yeah, I agree. So we've probably caught 5 or 6 different people as they've come in and out of the IAPP. I think you've mentioned it on the recording, but if not, let's cover what was your role at the IAPP this year and what have you been finding and seeing?
Yeah, I mean, IAPP conferences are always fascinating. I think the value for me has changed over the years. When I first arrived, it was fascinating to get up there and listen to.
When was that?
God, too long ago. Too long ago. Many, many moons ago. I think it was always fascinating to, see the speakers and see the panels, but now it's more networking. It's more, but the value for me this year was, I'm going to be training the AI governance practitioner.
Fascinating.
For the partners. So it was really good to kind of come on their AI course and sort of sit from a trainer perspective, really. And really understand the messaging IAPP is putting out there, and of course, how I'm going to deliver that in the future.
Yeah, and I do find it very interesting. We mentioned this earlier that like at the CIPM, unless you use their terminology and you know exactly how they approach things in the book, you're not going to pass the test. Because if you try to take the test going, hey, I've been managing privacy programs for a decade, you will fail the test.
Yeah, it always surprises me, actually. The one that blindsides people, especially on the CIPE, is the CIPE's got a sort of hefty history of data protection element. Yeah, so unless you know about the Council of Europe and what happened with the human rights in the 50s and 60s, my top tip for anyone going for the CIPE is to make sure you hit the history bits because you kind of know the data protection.
Right. And I think it's the same way. There was something else that I was working on that was basically the same thing. If you didn't know the setup, look at their body of knowledge. They really are telling you 50% of the test is going to be on XYZ. But one of the interesting things I came across, I think I shared it in last week's thing, was that the Warren and Brandeis famous article in 1890 came on privacy, which kicked off everything in the U.S., came because of the Kodak Brownie camera that was issued in late 1890-something, 1888, I don't know. But it was the first camera that the average person could carry around. They were so worried about the average American being able to take pictures of people that's what spurred their big privacy thing. So history matters.
That's when privacy died, right?
Right.
With every new piece of technology, data protection dies, right? It's privacy died with the camera, privacy died with the television, privacy died with, the video camera.
So, we're all saying privacy's dying now with AI, and it's going to die with, whatever we have with the fake news media and the deep fakes and the everything else out there. So just know in 100 years, there's going to be someone else communing mind to mind, probably somewhere on Mars, saying, hey, now the next thing is going to kill privacy.
Yeah. What changes for me, and I think we were just speaking to Kate Colleary, and she said exactly the same thing, is what changes is the speed and the scale.
Right.
Yeah, what technology does is it enhances the benefit and it enhances the risk.
Right.
And so, yes, the principles can remain constant, but the amount of damage you're going to do 50 years ago with the tech then compared to the tech now when you're automating AI at scale across large sections of the population, it's just the scale that changes.
Well, absolutely. And the first privacy law, I think, is recognized in Hesse in 1970. I think it was.
Yeah.
It might have been 1968, but right around 1970. And then the first country laws followed soon after that. Those all came about because of the first mass-produced personal computers that were really on sale globally. And that freaked people out. So we started passing laws.
Well, I mean, you could argue you had the human rights laws before then, which was about citizen versus state.
Right.
But
we had the Constitution before them, same thing,
Well, exactly, yeah. So, you could argue the citizen versus state laws came first. You're right, the 70s, the rise of computing, that kind of really changed the ball game. But I mean, in fact, data protection privacy laws, you could argue we've had them since, I think that there was one in the UK in like the 1310s about like the Peeping Toms Act.
Right. And that is a privacy law because, but my co-professor at ASU, so totally squirrel moment here, but this is me. My co-professor of my privacy class at Arizona State University likes to ask the question, if you had a peeping Tom who was watching you undress, bathe, all this stuff in your house, but they weren't recording it and you had no idea they were doing it, is there a harm?
Yeah, that's a fascinating question. And we've actually seen that in a lot of legal judgments recently. I mean, there's this idea of damage and distress. I think it was the Google Lloyd judgment in the UK where where Mr. Lloyd claimed that, Google had been using an exploit in the iPhone and brought out a class action on behalf of all iPhone users. And the judge pulled it out of court because it said, well, most of them wouldn't know. How can you prove all of these people in your class?
How is there damage, even emotional distress, if the person has no idea?
But just because someone doesn't know that they're being spied upon does not make it right.
Well, that's true. You could say the same thing about people stealing or killing. If no one knows it, how is there any harm? I guess killing's a little different because somebody knows it.
So if a tree falls in a forest and nobody is around to hear it.
That's the example I used when I did privacy training for our sales team years ago at a company in Las Vegas. They had me speaking on Friday morning at 8 a.m. on the last day of the sales conference. I'm like, a privacy officer is speaking in Vegas at 8 a.m. on the last day of a conference. Oh. Is she really even talking?
Is there anyone around to hear her?
Now, the funny thing was, one, it was on a 360-degree stage, so I was there loud and proud for everyone. But the other thing is, I told them they could get a free pass on the training if any one of them on the first guess could tell me where the safe was in their room, because none of them had their computers with them.
Yeah.
None of them knew where it was.
I was once at a conference, and I won't say the organization I was working with, but there was 400 of us with identical Ford Mondeos that were issued by the company, parked up in Birmingham. And some enterprising young scamp went and popped like every single boot in the car and took about 500 laptops.
Oh my God.
Like the worst thing.
I was at Birmingham this week. I experienced a wonderful delay on the British Railways train with trees on the tracks and they kicked everybody off. You had to go to another train. It's
the wrong kind of snow.
Oh my God. It was an amazing trip. But I will say, let's do a quick introduction and I can cut these up as we go as whatever order we have in. So starting from, I guess, the most recent, we had Kate Colleary with Pembroke Law.
Yeah, we also had Joe Jones, formerly UK DCMS and DSIT data transfers, now with the IAPP.
And John Bowman, who is now the head of AI at IBM. So, we're probably not going to do the quick introductions between them, but maybe I'll do something. But we had John Bowman. We also had
Elizabeth Smith, who was formerly at British Computer Society and is now a DPO organizer.
Had Marie Pinot, who is Euro Data Protection. She runs DPO services. She works for U.S. companies as well as companies around the world. So if you're looking for an independent DPO, we have several options for you.
Yeah. Among many others, my brain has gone completely blank. We talked to a number of different people at the conference. I'm sure you'll hear them all. We just parked out in the lobby of IAPP in London. Had a fabulous
Robert
time.
Bateman.
Robert Bateman, of course. Oh my God, I love Robert.
He was like the first one we did the other night at the Alice.
Yeah, first one we did. That's why it dropped out of my head. Former tech journalist. In fact, what I love about Robert, just to give Robert his dues, is there was so much misinformation in the journalism space.
Right.
And along came this guy, and I knew he was going to move into data protection because
he had an affinity for it.
He just got it. Yeah,
he
just got it. And he was always right and always bang on the money. So it's wonderful to see him now. He's now training. So, I mean, he's really fascinating.
Absolutely brilliant. Love meeting him. I don't know who else we got, but of course, we've seen lots of people in passing that we didn't catch them on recording. So got selfies with a few of them. And if you're tracking it, which I know you're not, I also got my first London selfie with Trevor Hughes himself. If I could ever find our pictures, every conference I've been at with him, I've taken a selfie with him. And so I've got pictures dating back years. I have no idea what camera they're on. I wasn't backing those up to a central location back then, but it would have been awesome to see Trevor and I both 20 years ago. We looked a little different. Trevor's never aged, though, so never mind. I was the one that looked different. Trevor still looked fantastic.
Cryopreserved.
Right. Talk about fabulous.
Okay, first up, Robert Bateman.
Hi, I'm Robert Bateman. I'm a freelance privacy and data protection person. I do training, writing, and advice on the topic.
Nice, very nice. So, unexpected question. We're just going to throw it out there. What's your favorite new privacy law or privacy new thing that happened?
So, I am anticipating the AI Act, which we have a near final version available now.
Near final.
Yeah, not totally final. I don't love it. It's a bit of a Frankenstein of a law with a lot of complexity, but I am looking forward to getting my teeth into it and really understanding how it works.
Oh, very cool. I haven't dug my teeth into it really right now yet. So I have to do that. So you're here at IAPP. We're at the UK Intensive. What has been your favorite or least favorite part of IAPP so far?
Well, I just spoke on a panel about data mapping, essentially a single source of data truth.
Ooh.
with Kobe Nissan from Mine and Janine McKelvey from BT. And it was good fun. People really seemed to engage with it. And we had technical and organizational experience from those two speakers. So it was an easy job for me to moderate.
Oh, fascinating. Because I think I heard you earlier say that you hope it wasn't too salesy. It doesn't sound like it was, but we've been talking about data mapping and how to do data mapping for how long now? 7 years?
Forever.
8 years? Forever? What's the trick?
Well, I would have to defer to the speakers on that one. It's I think the challenge is increasingly trying to coordinate all these different departments that all have a stake in the process. So security, IT, almost every department is generating, collecting, and using data. So trying to bring people together, I think, from across the whole organization seems to be the starting point from an organizational point of view. Technically, I'm sure there are lots of vendors that will say that their solution is the answer, and I won't take a position on that.
Yeah, we won't take a position on that either. But I mean, saying to get everyone together across for data mapping is like saying you need them to come together to understand data protection.
Yes, and you have to find a way to make it engaging and to make sure they all contribute to the process, I think. Obviously, data protection professionals will understand the difficulty of perhaps trying to persuade, say, a marketing team, not to single out marketing, that they don't need a particular piece of data or that they need to get consent in that case for certain activities. Knowing what people need to do is the easy part, I suppose, and getting them all on board is the challenge indeed.
I'm laughing heavily because Ralph is here with me, of course, and we were just talking earlier about when GDPR went live. Do you remember all the companies sending out the emails to their customers going, please reconsent? Okay, everyone around the table is laughing and nodding their heads. My client at the time, as I was consulting with TrustArc back then, did the same thing at the last minute. And I'm like, why'd you do that? And they're like, well, we kept getting them from everyone else, and the CEO freaked and was like, well, we have to do this. And I'm like, no, if you needed to do that, I would have told you to do that, and you didn't need to do that. Now, can you please, God, pull them back if they weren't open or something so you could retain a marketing list?
And it wasn't just small companies either. I mean, people will talk to Honda and Flybe, who ultimately got penalized by the regulator. But it was EY. It was extremely large businesses that were out there looking to reconsent.
Some of the big consulting companies were advising that people do it. And I'm like, please ignore them. Ignore them. So
I still consider myself quite new to the sector. So I started doing data protection things just in that transition period between the DPT and the GDPR. And I just remember as a data subject, getting lots of emails and thinking, being asked to reconsent to things is much more annoying than the marketing emails themselves. So it was a confusing time for individuals as well as businesses.
that was a great time. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at that one.
Yeah, I remember those emails.
Oh, they were horrible.
That was great for Rob. We're just going to move right next to him at the table and capture Marie Pinot.
Hello, I'm Marie Pinot. I am a trilingual data protection professional. Trilingual. I like that. It helps when you need to read guidance from authorities in the original language.
I speak redneck. Does that count?
Sure.
Okay.
And the other languages.
In the other languages, right? What is your favorite new privacy law or privacy happening?
Well, if I'm going to say the AI Act, this is just copycat.
It's not copycat.
Well, at the moment in Germany, since I'm located there's a lot of stuff going around because everything is decided in the courts. And for example, I can't remember it was today or yesterday, basically something new came up where they were confirming that legal persons can't access an Article 15, right? Because they're not natural persons.
Because they're not natural persons, they're legal persons.
Exactly. So as the commentary was like, well, as expected. So yeah, that's the fun bit. From this,
I could sit here and laugh and say, y'all have some interesting decisions or questions coming out, but hey, I'm from the U.S. and we don't even want to talk about the crazy things coming out of the U.S. right now. Although, I guess my favorite new thing, and I still have to go read it, is we have an executive order on sensitive data, protecting American sensitive data, which who would have thought we needed an executive order on that? But we don't have one.
I have another snippet.
Uh-oh.
I was just sitting in one of the sessions this afternoon, and apparently our good friend Max Schrems has been active again.
Of course he has, because he never sleeps.
Exactly. So yeah, apparently he has lodged
Against who this time?
The Irish, oh God, what was it? Court?
Oh.
Well, it's going to end probably in Schrems 3, but I mean, we don't know yet, I guess.
I thought we were already up to like Schrems 7 or 8. I mean,
well, that was kind of that's hot off the press. Apparently,
he's got them all in writing. He's just waiting to plug in which company he's complaining against now, right? Okay.
Well, I think I remember looking at the when the Transatlantic Data Framework came out.
The thingy.
The thingy. And NOIB's response was, "We will challenge it." So we were just waiting for the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were kind of hoping that someone sat him down and got his viewpoint on it before they actually signed it. But apparently No, they'd rather him file a lawsuit. I mean, why not consult with him beforehand? Oh, wait, because he wants them to do things or not do things that they want to do or not do. Yeah.
That sounds probably right.
So how are you liking IAPP?
Yeah, it's a lot of new faces.
Okay.
I feel that the veterans are kind of less and less present. A lot of.
I'm glad you didn't say we were less and less relevant.
But yeah, so it was good. We had John Edwards in the keynote.
I saw that. I was going to reach out and see if he wanted to meet me to do something on the podcast.
Maybe.
I didn't reach out, so.
I hear his secretary is very amenable to a discussion.
Uh-oh. Ralph's laughing at me. I got to get the backstory for this one.
No, John Edwards is much in demand.
Got it. Okay. So what has been your favorite session at IAPP so far?
The one on the DPF.
Oh, there we go. Look at her, because y'all know I'm rolling my eyes now. So I am not actually at the conference. I was sitting down in the lobby. I saw Phil Lee. That was pretty cool just to say hi to him. But hoping that some other people will come join us. We can get some more snippets. It's really cool. Ralph was here, and I'll get Ralph on in a minute because I'm going to do short recording snippets. So what else do you have to share with us before we say we love you, Marie?
Love you too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the networking part because it has been quite some time since Brussels. And yeah, it's always good to shake hands, hugs, and
now they're having that tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's at like 5 or so.
Yes, yeah. At the, can I name the? Yeah, at the Alchemist.
That was great from Marie. Now we're going to move into day 2, starting with Joe Jones.
Joe Jones, Director of Research and Insights at the IAPP.
So Ralph nabbed him in the lobby. I'm standing here, very nice, my first time ever meeting Joe. So this is awesome. So the unexpected question is, what is your favorite piece of new privacy law or privacy happenings?
Ooh, that's a good one. I am pretty excited about the Global CAPE, which is little talked about, often misunderstood. It's a regulatory forum, a global regulatory forum of coordination around investigation and enforcement. It's been spun out of the ASEAN region. The UK is joining, the FTC is joining. So this is not the CBPR forum, this is the Enforcement Regulator Forum. And I just think after all these years, we do not have a global structure that's meaningful for cross-border enforcement. We had the Clearview AI case, we had the Clearview case, we had the OpenAI case, Ashley Madison. We've had all these cross-border cases where regulators are just reinventing the wheel every time, and they don't have the structures to cooperate.
Right, yeah.
So that I'm really excited about.
I haven't heard of that. Am I like on falling off the back of the wagon?
That's I kind of wanted to be. So Global CAPE, CAPE. It's an acronym, and you'll have to forgive me, I can't recall what the acronym stands for. I feel like it's privacy enforcement at the end.
We'll take a look and put it in the show notes.
Absolutely.
So, Joe, whilst we've got you, what's been your highlights of the conference so far?
Highlights of the conference so far. I actually have really enjoyed the sessions that have been on what I've traditionally thought of as the privacy adjacent themes. So Digital Services Act, DMA. There was a great session yesterday on the Data Act and why and how it might be relevant for personal data, even though on the tin it's for non-personal data.
Right.
The reality is companies just mix data sets.
Well, and they tend to put the same protections in place over all data, regardless.
Exactly. So all the sessions that are looking to unpack and try and cohere these different initiatives, make sense of it all, when we're in a state of chaos and there's so much regulation in this space.
That. The state of chaos.
Yeah.
That sounds like the UK at the moment.
Right. Well, beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Joe. I'm so glad to meet you and so glad you were
happy
here.
to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So wonderful meeting Joe Jones. And next up, we found John Bowman.
Thanks very much.
Hi, John Bowman here, IBM.
And so the unexpected question is, what is your favorite new privacy law or happening? Development.
Has to be the AI Act.
I think we're running at 75% for the AI Act now. Beautiful.
But of course, the other thing I'm interested in is the UK government's response to the AI consultation and the white paper. Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty. Have you gotten any chatter about it at the conference?
Well, I spoke on it yesterday.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
see, that's what I get for not actually attending the conference. Okay, Ralph, questions?
Well, so, I mean, you are the AI master now at IBM. Where do you see things going in the near future?
Well, the way we see things going is internal governance, compliance. There'll be lots of activity to get ready for the regulations which are coming down the line. But, of course, the key takeaway is always just do this stuff anyway, because it's a good thing to do.
Right. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. Are you finding it challenging? Because you're new to in-house, right?
Yeah, I am. Yes.
How are you finding the internal politics? And I guess I shouldn't say it because then you'll be saying something about IBM, but it's a different feel in-house than being outside consultant.
Well, I'm kind of, my role does sort of link us up with our sort of client-facing team. So basically what we're trying to do is, say this is the stuff which we do at IBM. Like we've had an AI ethics board since 2017. Right. We have our principles of trust and transparency. And, we want to engage with other organizations along the same lines, basically. So, but, I think everyone's on the, singing from the same hymn sheet in that everyone realizes it's important and it's a priority for the corporation. So,
well, yeah, and you're good at the relationship management and building.
Yes, well, I hope so.
Very much. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. Have a good time.
Always great to talk to John Bowman. And next up, we call Liz Smith.
I will.
Hi, so I'm Liz Smith and I work for DP Organizer.
So thrilled to actually meet you. I know the name. This is awesome. So the unexpected question is, what is your favorite new privacy law or development or movement?
Oh, what a question. Are we looking globally here?
Yes.
Okay, well, as I'm off to Canada tomorrow,
nice.
I've got to talk about Quebec, haven't I?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Quebec,
what is it, Bill?
2025, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it 6425?
Might be. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
I can't pull the number up, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We have Canadian operations. Here I am. We have Canadian operations for my company too, so it's something I'm looking at as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so off to Vancouver. And of course, in Canada, you've got the federal law, and then you've got...
Which is PIPEDA, not PIPEDA.
Thank you for that. I'll remember that when I present next week, PIPEDA.
I was corrected on that one before.
And then you've got all the provincial laws as well.
Yep.
So we've got 3 out there at the minute, haven't we? The 3 main ones.
Yep. And Quebec is really stepping up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think that's good. But obviously that brings complexities for the various states, provinces.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it difficult for people to follow.
It does, because Quebec, if I'm not mistaken, and I think I'm not mistaken, I'd have to pull up the number, actually says that you have to report suspected incidents or breaches too. And so all customers are changing their papers, but it's a case of, well, you don't want to report suspected ones to everyone because, it could turn out to be nothing and you're putting everyone in a panic. So I'm not sure that that's a good thing to do, even though if you reasonably suspect that there really is an incident, you should be telling people. But I'm curious about that language, right?
Yeah, you're right. And it's difficult enough to work out when it's an incident and when it's a breach anyway, isn't it? So if you've got to put suspect in there as well, that's another level of thinking that needs to be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just before we let you go, Elizabeth, what's been your favourite thing about the conference so far?
Has to be meeting you, Ralph, doesn't it?
Oh.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Liz.
You're very welcome. Lovely to see you both.
So nice to meet you.
So fabulous to hear from Liz Smith. And next, our last one, we caught up with Kate Colery.
Hi, I'm Kate Colery. I'm a director and founder of Pembroke Privacy, and I'm honoured to represent the IAPP as its country leader in Ireland.
Woohoo! Love it, and I love meeting her so much. By the way, Paul, just to give you a note, she says she loves the interaction between me and you, so don't be making faces at me anymore. Okay, I'm the one that makes faces at his, duh. Unexpected question. What is your favorite new privacy law or development or happening that you're seeing lately?
My favorite privacy mechanism generally are DPIAs. So it's not quite new, but under GDPR since 2018, obviously. I love the way it takes something that's quite complex, a complex legislative framework, and breaks it down and makes it really understandable and practical. And you can apply it then to processes with the result that data subjects get better services, get better products. Privacy is baked in. So
now, how are you finding that coordinating with any of the other PIAs that U.S. states are starting to require?
Yeah, so it's a great grounding, and the other thing is that it's adaptable. So we can take a DPIA, we can use it for under the AI Act potentially as AI becomes. We're carrying out AI governance risk assessments. And the same with US laws. It's the same in any jurisdiction. It can be adapted to.
I think it's very flexible.
Yeah, I think so.
So, Kate, you mentioned AI and AI governance, this massive theme of this conference, of course. So what have you taken away? What's been your sort of key developments from this conference?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of work to do. I think lots of people are getting ready for the passing of the AI Act in Europe. I think we're talking about April by the time it's signed into effect.
That's not
But
bad.
of course, we will have a lead-in period, a bit like we did with GDPR. So I think at that point, we'll start seeing a lot of activity in that space. I know in Ireland, where I'm from, the government has required public servants to undertake AI training. So I think we're going to start seeing a lot more proactivity once we have that final sign-off, even though we've seen drafts.
Right, drafts, late drafts.
Yes, and I mean, I was privileged enough to be on the IAPP's AI training on the Monday, Tuesday. So, and the number of delegates that's on it must spell good things for the future. I mean, Kate, what are your thoughts on? People often, the one thing that popped up is people often said that the AI is just like the next cloud, just another marketing word. Do you think that's true, or do you think we're going to see real changes in society?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. I mean, it has to be the latter. I don't think there's any other question to that. I mean,
blockchain, anyone?
Well, I think it's got exponential potential, but also exponential risk. And to society, to individuals, to our data, to our privacy, huge potential, but huge risk. And that's why the AI governance program, I think, is really, really good to get people a basic understanding, particularly those who aren't working in the area on an ongoing basis, to give them an introduction, to give them a real understanding of what a good governance framework would look like.
Now, one thing we were talking about yesterday with a couple of people is that you don't actually have to understand AI in order to have a good governance framework in place. Same thing for blockchain. I never understood blockchain, but you can put a good governance framework in place. I'm actually trying to learn AI. I'm taking an MIT online little certificate course. It's through Get Smarter. And I ran into someone, Rob, was looking yesterday at taking the same course. I don't have time to actually do it, but it's very informative. So are you thinking about learning technology-wise about AI?
In a word, no. Talking about time, there is so much out there. We provide DPO services to everybody. So we're frantically trying to support our clients in providing governance frameworks, relying on the experts in that area and working closely with them. And I think as DPOs, we're good at that. We're good at working across team with legal, with tech.
We're good at not knowing the technology, but being able to put the governance in place, because I don't understand programming either.
I'll be able to identify people in organizations who can help us and, really help translate the technical stuff to make it understandable.
Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly. And that's a great note to end on. Thank you, Kate, so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you both.
Beautiful. Oh, that's going to be awesome. And with that, we'll say goodbye.
Goodbye, y'all.
That was Serious Privacy.
If you're a data protection or privacy professional, you already know the pressure. Non-stop regulatory change, AI oversight, internal demands, and the expectation to somehow stay ahead of it all. And the old patchwork of tools just isn't cutting it anymore.
No. That's why TrustArc created a modern privacy management platform powered by Arc Intelligence. The TrustArc platform brings your workflows, evidence, research, tasks, and applications all together in one unified and intelligent workspace, so you don't waste time digging. clicking, or context switching.
With Ask Arc, your privacy assistant, you can ask plain language questions about laws, jurisdictions, or even your own program data and get credible, cited answers based on NIMBY research and more than 1,000 global laws. It's explainable, transparent, and purpose-built for data protection and privacy.
So if you need to add a vendor, create a cookie banner, or start an assessment, quick actions take formally complex tasks, turn them into bite-sized guided workflows to save you time.
It's a platform that thinks like you, works like you, and helps you move faster with confidence, whether you're a seasoned DPO or you're just getting started.
See how modern privacy gets done. Explore Arc at trustarc.com/serious-privacy. That's trustarc.com/serious-privacy.